Hello everyone, my name is Ashutosh Singh and I welcome you all on EXNODS. This is a second video on Magma. So in this video I will discuss about conditional statement and loops, and then I will also discuss about function. And so this will be the basic video in which I will talk about these things, syntax, how to write these things and why these things are important, and few examples. So basically most of the examples and other project or other problem solving things will be in upcoming videos. So conditional statement means we have one or more condition. So for example, we have two condition, one is true, another one is false. So if true is if so we can write it like this: if this condition is true, then we have statements. So what is condition? It is like Boolean expression having true or false value. In the previous video we have seen Boolean expression, and in the Boolean values it is only two or two values, which is true or either true or false. Okay, so this is condition, and then we have to end the if. Okay, so suppose we have two things, one condition, but we have two options. For example, we also want to include, also want to print, or we also want to consider this option also, and this also option also. Okay, so both the option we want to consider. So in that sense, we can also write two times this condition two times, but it is like not good way to write. So just give one condition, because we have just one condition. So write one condition, and then we have a statement of if statement, you can say, and then we have to write else, and then here what are the statements, you can write it here. Okay, and then you have to end if, you have to write this, not end else. Okay, so every time you have to end if only, not else. Okay, so suppose you have you have two conditions, true or false. In true you have further two conditions, true and false, and some statements. Okay, and then further two conditions, true and false, and you want to check this one, this part. Okay, so in that way it is like either you should write true if it statement again and again. Even if you are using this also, then you have only one condition and you can consider two things. Okay, but what about you have more than one condition? So in that case you can use this also, like if else. Inside else you can use if else, and that if else again if else. Okay, so this type of structure you can do, but again you have to, how many conditions you have to write end if that many times, and it is like a repetition of the unnecessary statements. Okay, unnecessary words or lines. So in that case we have this type of statement. Instead of else if, we write elif. So in many of the languages it is written like this. So we have like, but again we have to write then. So this is fixed. For example, if condition, then elif, again condition, then write it up to how many times you have, then ultimately you have to write else, and then a statement, and you have to do only one times end if. Okay, so this way you can write more condition. Suppose here you can see we have two conditions. Okay, and it can accommodate three type of statements, three type of conditional statements. Okay, so one is default, I mean not default, but yeah, it is like other than these two conditions. If you have anything, it will consider in this state, in this section. Okay, so this is all about conditional statement. We have if else, elif. Okay, so here let me take one example. For example, m is equal to so assignment is like this, and then random. Okay, you can see this is capital in capital, and then we have random. Random means it will take a random number from 2 to 10 or 2 to 100. Okay, so it will take any number between 2 to 100. And so for this integer, this random integer, what we want to do, if this is prime, means it is like condition boolean expression. If this is a prime, this number m is a prime, then this will execute, this will be executed. If this condition is not met, that means this is not prime, then we will get the factorization of m. What is the factorization? For example, we have prime, then we have only one factorization. Suppose I'm having 7 in place of m, I'm having 7, m is equal to 7. Okay, so it will if you want to find out the factorization, it will like 7 only. Okay, so what is the issue? So sometimes, for example, it is big number. Okay, big number, we don't know whether it is a prime number or not. Okay, so it is better to write, if this is prime, then that will be like, it will tell me that this is prime, then it has only one factor. Okay, so this way we can compile the program and we will get the result. Okay, so let me compile this. So this is Magma calculator. You can open it and you can paste your program. You can write your program here, and suppose you are giving a random number 2 to 100, and for example, it will take random value. We don't know what is the number. Okay, so let me run this program. Okay, as you can see, we are getting the factorization of this value. Okay, so we can write this like this also. So let me see what is the value. So it is 10, that's why we are getting 2 1 times, 5 1 times. Okay, again one more, compile one more times. So I'm having 68, so it is like 2 2 times, 17 1 times. Okay, let me do one more times, 15 3 and 5, 42. Okay, so we got one prime number 3, which is prime, so we are getting 3 is a prime. Okay, that's it. So this way we can run the program and we are getting the result. So it is like random value, it is getting if in every execution it is getting different or something different, or maybe same also. So random value, so for that random particular value we are getting the output here. Now let me, okay, so this is it. And now in loop we have next we have loop. In loop we have three types of loop. So one is while loop, which is also common like other language. So here we have while, this is like boolean expression, and then we have to write do, and then we have to end while, we have to write statements here. Then again we have, like for example, we want to one times, at least one times. For example, in C language we have do while. For this specific things we have do while. Okay, so here we have a repeat statement. So it will repeat this statement, this type of statements, until this boolean expression is met. So here this boolean expression is executed, like it is checked after running the complete statement. That means the statement will run at least one times. Okay, at least one time. So this is like until this boolean expression. So this way follow. So here we have for we have range or domain or whatever uh, we have data set or domain, you can say domain, and then we have do and a statements, and then we have to write end for. So we have to end this, because from here, from do, it starts the body of the for, and with this statement it will end the mm, uh, end the body of the for. Okay, so I'm giving three different type of for loop. For example, here it is one, like for I equal to this. Even if you are not declaring I before this, it is totally fine. So I from expression 1 to expression 2 by this. So it will, for example, you are giving 2 to 10 by 2. So it is like 2 4. So it will run up to 10 using 2 to like addition. Okay, so 2 gap. Okay, here it is like just normal thing from expression 1 to 2. So it is like 2 to 10. So it will like 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, And you can also give this like in this way. For example, you have for loop, and this is like for x in, you can give 1 2 3 4 do, and you can give like mm, square of x is, you can write like this, and then you perform this operation like and end for. Okay, so this way you can easily you can compile the program, you can write the program. So this is the like syntax is something like this for x in this. So I'm just giving for the same thing, some for the similar thing I'm giving three options, three different type of combination or options you can use to write the for loop, okay, to invoke the for loop. Now, next is in the for loop. For example, it is loop is like it will repeat the statement for some times. Okay, it will again and again. It will compile some set of statement again and again up to some conditions are met. Okay, so here to break this, for example, you want even that looping. In that looping, we want some condition. For example, you don't want to execute from one place to another. I mean, for some statements we don't want to compile those statements inside a for loop, okay, inside a loop. So for that case we just for some continuous statement we can use to jump the end of the innermost enclosing loop. So you can just inside whatever you have, you just can jump it out, and whatever remaining is there you can ignore the part and you can start with the outer loop. Okay, break is what you, if you write break, for example, if some condition is met, okay, if some condition is met, then if you write break, so it will just it will exit from the innermost enclosing loop. I will tell you the what is the meaning of innermost. For example, you have two loops. For example, you have just one loop, okay, for I in maybe some conditions you have. For example, you want three factors or four factors, or just like you are searching with some condition where a is square equal to identity. Okay, you want some number or matrices where a is square equal to identity. Okay, so in that case what you can do, you just give the condition, you just give inside this, you just give the condition. If this condition is satisfied, apply the for loop. If this condition is satisfied, just break the inner loop. So it will and suppose you are having more than one loop. If you are having just one loop, it will exit from the loop. If it has more than one loop, so it will just exit from the innermost loop. That means it will uh, reject all the upcoming entries from this f. Okay, so this way you can apply the break. Now one more interesting thing here you can see, which is a break identifier. For example, you don't want to break this value. You don't want to just break from the innermost loop. For example, you have 10 loops, and you want to find out some condition, and then that condition met. For example, you get the you got the that condition, particular condition, and you want to break from all the loops, or you just want to break uh, from from 8 loops or 7 loops or even 10 loops also, all the 10 loops. So what you can do, every time you have to put exit, oh, sorry, break, no, you can use directly whatever identifiers or variables are used here in these loops. You just target that particular variable. For example, here I don't want to just break from this loop, I just want to break from everything, okay, every loop. So I will just consider this outermost loop, this identifier, okay, I. So that's why I'm writing break I. That means it will break from this loop also, all the no, both the loops, okay. So this way we will write the break identifier. So let me give you this example, one example. For example, this type of example of a looping. So for example, we have in place of this, uh, you can write for I in 1 to 10. I'm using the m variable, so it is okay. Okay, get the space here. So m is, again you have to use comma and give a space so that it will be separated, and is m square. Okay, so this way just is remove this part, and it will be like for. Okay, end for. So this is nothing to do with this. Now it will just okay, this is one error. Okay, with the for we are using then, by the way, it should be do. Okay, so this is one error. If we do like this, then we are getting, yeah, square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9, and up to 100 or up to 10. Okay, now suppose we don't want to print some value. We just want to break from this loop for after certain number. So it is like if, again we have to give the condition. So that condition will be, for example, m is greater than 5. Okay, then, and what we want to do is break. Okay, break and then end if. Okay, so this way we will break after when this is m is greater than 5. That means this value will not be there. So let's check. Getting the getting values up to 5. Okay, now so in this example, you can see this is like a ft gf 5 square. That means it is a finite field of order 25. Then we are taking I in this f. So you can domain, you can take different type of domain you can take. By the way, you can check all the combination, and you will see most of the things in these videos also. Like when we will use algebra and coding theory for for our computation. So we will use all the combination, all the different combination for using the for loop and conditional. Okay, so for example, I and j from f, this field, you can combine in just one also, but for the sake of because I wanted to use this break I, so that's why I took two different things. Okay, so if this condition is met, then we are writing just ij, and then we want to break from all the loops. Okay, and then you have to write end if, end for, end for, with the sequence was like innermost is if, so you have to write end if, and then for this, for this. Okay, now next we have function. So function is like in any language it is like a very important things. For example, for the some part, for example, you don't want to compile each and every times, so some are like built-in function and so on. For example, here also in this you can see we have gf. So gf has some definition, finite field has some definition. Okay, here you have for example, you have random. So random is like a function, it has its definition. So is prime is also a function, factorization is also a function, it is defined there, it is inbuilt function. But sometimes we want to assign, we want to define our own function for our convenience. Okay, we want to combine two or three things, or maybe depending upon our requirement we want to use the function. So in that case we can use the function. And what is the syntax for the function. It is like a function. You have to use function name itself, function, something like this. And so it is not like function name. You should not write your name here. Okay, so it is so that name will be like here. Okay, suppose you want to define the sum. For example, you want to define the sum. So sum is equal to function sum of x and y. So it is like x, so x comma y. Okay, then a statement will be return x plus y. This way you can write, and then you have to end the function. Like previous topic, you have to end the function. So this way you can define the sum. So you can easily see the name of the function is left hand side. Okay, so this is like you have to write function as it is, like for like if and so on. Okay, then this is one example. Function f is a function, x and y are parameters. So it is like print true. So you want to give something ai, or so it is like simple, or some parameters, more parameters we have. Okay, so those things we can include like this. And it has, for example, you are using the name, so it has nothing to do with the position. You can take alternatively. For example, here we are switching these things, we are swapping these two things. Okay, this is last, this is first. Okay, so for example, you have something like this. So how can you define, how can you compile this program? Okay, so let me do it here. Okay, for example, sum. I want to define the sum. So it is like x. I'm just changing a little bit about these two. In this attributes, so these attributes we can remove, we can adjust, we can take one out of these, two out of these, or we can take many of these attributes. So let's try one more thing without attributes. And here there's nothing to do with the angle bracket. We can remove the angle bracket and we can get the result without angle bracket. Okay, so we can give the another value. For example, it is 57. So what is the value? It is 59. So we can see all the combination. Here I'm giving the simple one where like to understand the concept of function and all. So thank you all, and let's meet in another video. In the next video I will discuss more about other topics. Thank you.